Hello, you're listening to Dead End Road TV. This is the Dead End Road Show. I'm Bill. Joining me as always is Roger.
Hello, everyone.
This is sort of a rushed intro because we were doing a podcast, not recording it, because we were just talking, being friends off mic. We're on mic but not recording. Because we had some computer issues, but we're recording. It's been 2 months of computer issues, but so I literally cut Roger off to hit record. So we were talking about Pokemon. He's trying to convince me to play it.
Yes, because it's a good game.
Just look at the sales numbers for it. It's like a worldwide phenomenon. But yeah, like I have problems with RPGs where even certain SMT games where you have to queue up attacks, like that was the case in Persona Q, where you have to queue up literally all your attacks, and then you have to see what happens, and then the next turn you have to react to that. And I don't really like systems like that as much. So turn order is very important to me. Just because I'm sort of raised on press turn from SMT systems where you can manipulate the turn order to your advantage. So I don't know. And I kind of feel like Pokemon is you're saying that it gets super complicated and in depth, but it always feels like baby's first RPG to me.
No, I get it's the game has changed so much as a whole in general. It's a completely different game than it was the OG yellow, red, and blue. Because I said, there's abilities now. Pokemon have abilities. Pokemon normally have all three abilities. It can be normally for example, they have two normal abilities which they swap. If you catch a Pokemon, it can have one or the other. And then it has a hidden ability, which is for some Pokemon, it's trash. It doesn't really change the game for them or nothing. But for some Pokemon, it's just drastically makes them a lot better. So it's I don't know. Where am I going with this? It's just, the changes in Pokemon. So it's there's abilities now. There's held items now. I'm trying to think. I just know it's a different game than it was.
Because I've seen videos, and I've watched your stream, you're doing the Nuzlocke run, and it's
pain in the ass. It's fun, but it's a pain in the ass as well.
Yeah. Well, when you impose rules on yourself, it's
It drastically changes the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's when I see videos, it's like the battles are over in one hit.
No.
It's
it's guys, I freaking lost Goku the first, literally my first stream. I was so, you don't understand, dude. I was whenever that happened, I was just ready to turn the game off. I was so mad. I was are you serious? This is some bullshit.
Yeah.
I was so mad because I'm how did this happen on me? Right? First against a scrub, not even against a gym leader or my rival, a scrub trainer who normally they're just, you just beat them for money. No. And it's just I'm I should outspeed them. And it's no, you're not outspeeding no one, and you're about to lose your best Pokemon, because the starter Pokemon tend to be they're normally your best Pokemon. But he got knocked out, and I'm just are you freaking kidding me? It's still going all right. I still have some decent Pokemon left on my team, but I'm it's a pain in the ass.
Right.
That I lost my starter Pokemon, and Goku's the first one to freaking die.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough when you impose rules on yourself like that, with certain challenges. like I had a friend, like, cause we were, playing the latest Fire Emblem, like on Switch, kind of at the same time. And like the difficulty levels of Fire Emblem were like all over the place and weird. Because some of the like normal ones and lower were way too easy. And then the harder ones were way too hard. And then there was also, you could turn on like permadeath. So if somebody dies, they're friggin' dead. And that's like a big deal in that game because like these are characters with fully fleshed out backstories, and you're interacting with them like you're their teacher, and these are just like these friggin' kids, and like they're getting slaughtered out in the battle. Like, oh, you didn't protect your student, and so like there's this toll to it. But the difficulty levels, like there was restrictions on whether you can go up or down, and like maybe you can only change it once. I forget, but it was like so bizarre. So anyway, like my friend restarted the game at least once because of like the difficulty, and like he was trying to find a balance between like having the right level of challenge, and like not missing out on anything. So like he imposed like his own quasi permadeath, where if somebody got knocked out, he wouldn't use them for like the next 2 big story battles, I think was his rule. And so it just like changed up the dynamics of what he could and couldn't do. And he was like using characters that he wouldn't normally use because, he'd lost somebody for some period of time. And like he didn't need to do this, but he'd like just like put that on himself to like, sort of have that feeling, but then not miss out on like the social elements of the game and the character moments of the game at the same time by like killing off these kids. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. But like,
and this is Fire Emblem.
Yeah, this is the latest Fire Emblem on Switch.
You wanna know what my beef with Fire Emblem is, bro? They keep taking Fire Emblem characters. Yes,
yeah, I knew it was gonna,
I'm infuriated. You don't understand, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I just seen like they just added 2 more people with freaking swords, and I'm like, yo, where the hell is my man's Waluigi?
Yeah,
it's like, and I'm like one of those people. I'm not like one of the joking people. Like, oh, where is he? I'm like, no, I'm serious. Like, I really want him in this damn game. I'm like, how do you have Luigi, Mario, and Wario, but you do not have the goddamn 4th one to have the pair? You know what I mean? It's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, I think even Fire Emblem people are like, okay, it's probably enough. Because like this is the first Fire Emblem game I've ever played, like because I'm not big into Nintendo. But they basically personified Fire Emblem, so that's why I was into it. With the social sim elements and the calendar system, like you go through your weeks. Persona, you go through your days, and this you went through your weeks basically. So yeah, it was like the first game I played. So like, of course I don't give a shit, who's in Smash. I don't know any of the other Fire Emblem sword people. They all look the same to me, It's like
dude, it's infuriating, bro. I'm like, I'm tired of people with swords. And that's literally all it is. Like, I kid you not, like all the DLCs have been like, there are the occasional few like who are pretty cool DLCs, like Joker in them, and like Banjo-Kazooie, and like there's like a couple other ones. One dude, he kind of reminds me of Ken from Street Fighter. Oh, Terry Bogard. But it's like, other than like a select few, it's all been people with freaking swords, and I'm like, yo, I feel like I honestly swear he's just doing it to troll.
It seems like it at this point.
He's trolling the people who play this damn game. He's like, I don't give a damn who you guys want in this game.
Right.
I'm gonna put whoever I want in this game. And it's just like, you're an asshole.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, just all the sword blue-haired people.
It's a pain in my ass.
Like, I know Byleth is like the player character, but like, are the rest of them the player characters? Or are they just like side characters? Like, I have no idea who they are.
I have no idea. I've never played Fire Emblem, so it's like it's hard for me to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the new one's good, even though I'm not like I don't like tactics RPGs all that much. But I really enjoyed the latest one just because of the like the characterization and the social elements to it. Yeah, like the more it was like Persona, the more I liked it basically. And I liked a lot of the characters.
I know people were raging about like how did Smash Brothers get like Joker, Snake, and I forget it's like another. I think maybe Terry Bogard. They're like, how'd they get them? But Smash, I mean, PlayStation All Stars did not get them. I'm like, good question.
Yeah,
because it's like it's all like, aren't they like? Was Persona more so a PlayStation game?
it is. Yeah, it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, how'd they get that? But
well, I mean, like nobody gives a shit about PlayStation All Stars, and that game came out in like I don't know 2011.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. It just, you know, when a game's like, okay, you're close to what you need to do, but you're not there yet. You know what I mean? Like, it was getting there. It was like, it was a fun game. Don't get me wrong. I hated you have to use your ultimate to knock someone out. I hated that mechanic. I thought that mechanic was
that was
stupid.
weird. I don't know fighting games that well, but like it was. And I the funny thing is, like, I had to play it on Vita because I didn't have a PS3, and like I got it for free. You know, it was like one of the PlayStation Plus games.
Oh really?
Yeah. So like, it was very strange. It was just like this collection of characters. Like, you know, it's like Big Daddy from BioShock is fighting Sly Cooper. It was just so bizarre to me.
That's why I liked it. I thought it had a wider range of interesting characters. It was like PlayStation Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
But just not as good. Like, they weren't around as long as like, because Smash has been around for God how many years.
But like, it didn't have. I don't think it had Crash. It didn't have Spyro.
Yeah, which,
you know,
stupid.
Like,
it's like yeah,
of
why
course,
don't
like
you?
They had Ratchet and Clank, you know, but like, but that was like in the era where they were keeping Crash and Spyro buried. You know, I think it was like Skylander days. So like, it was Spyro with that weird look to him.
I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, I always wanted to play Skylanders, but my mom never got me the game.
Yeah, it was off my radar.
It's like it
my
seemed
brother
cool.
Was into it.
Like, it seemed cool, just like the mechanic of what they're like, how people played it and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it made sense for kids, and then also like dollar signs in executives' eyes. You have to buy all the toys in order to actually play the game.
Right. Who tried to copy them? Disney. Yeah, I remember Disney tried copying them. Like, oh, okay, let's try this too, guys. And it just did not work out for them.
I think the Disney one got more support. Actually, no, maybe
did
not. It I think support for it ended just like last year. And I don't know about Skylanders, but they had a surprisingly. Oh, you know what? There was also the Lego one.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about the Lego one because the Lego one had like very unique characters.
Yeah,
in it,
they had like Simpsons.
Yeah,
it was
hilarious.
So weird. But the Lego one was actually kind of interesting because, you know, you'd have to build the little figure and then put it into the game, and it's like that's fun, you know. But yeah, my only interactions with that stuff was like because my brother was into that stuff and then quickly wasn't, like, you know, he got older, so then
he was like, okay, this is trash.
Yeah, so then I was selling them on eBay. So that was like my understanding.
Did you make any like decent money off of them?
No, not really. They weren't worth much. Some of the 'cause we had some of the like sealed Skylanders. Some of those were kind of, there was like bigger figures. They were like Skylanders Giants or whatever. Some of those were kind of worth it, but no, it was just like a few bucks. I think one we did like a giant batch of them.
Yeah,
you know, that was kind of worth, maybe it was like maybe like $40. We just wanted them gone. They were taking up so much goddamn space.
Really?
Yeah, he had like a whole crate of all these figures. So
That was my brother with freaking Hot Wheels.
Oh man, Hot Wheels.
Dude, like, bro, when I said my brother, he had to have close to 1,000 Hot Wheels.
I don't know.
Because every time my mom went to
Oof.
she would buy him a Hot Wheel every time she went to the store. Like, almost so every day he had a new Hot Wheel coming home to him.
I had Hot Wheels.
And he played with them for years.
Yeah, man, that's the cool shit. I had Hot Wheels. I had like the cases where you'd put them in and like show them off. Man. Okay, did you ever play... Oh god, what was the name of it? A Hot Wheels game for PC. And you like did stunts and shit. What was the name of the game?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Old as shit.
I had a friend who had it. It was a pretty dope game. I know exactly what game you're talking about.
Oh god damn, what was it? Oh, this is going to be annoying to search for because literally they announced the Hot Wheels game today.
Did they?
Yeah. Let me type
hilarious.
Hot Wheels game, PC game 1999. Yeah. List, no, not Hot Wheels Crash. I don't think that was it. You like did stunts and shit like around a virtual house.
Uh-huh. Oh, dude, I know exactly what game you're freaking talking. Damn. Makes me feel
Stunt
old.
Track Driver. This is it. 1998. This was the best game ever. Holy hell.
Damn.
Oh my god. It was so awesome.
I forgot all about that game, to be honest.
It was so cool because it was actually in 2D, but the way it was rendered made it look like everything was 3D. Oh, it was so cool. You would control a Hot Wheel on these tracks. I love the tracks, dude. Hot Wheels was my shit.
Dude, you know, I always had like little toys of like Digimon and freaking Pokemon. Like, you know what I mean? Like mini figurines. But I would just like them and Bionicle.
Yeah, I was into Bionicle.
I seen like a post earlier about Bionicles. There's like, yo, it's 2004. You're like 12 years old, and Bionicles just came out. Life is good. And I was like, oh, you're right. Life was good back then. I'm like, I miss these days.
Yeah.
Those
tubes that they came in.
Yes. They were cool tubes.
They were.
I was a Lego kid growing up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was big into Legos growing up when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like I remember when Bionicles came out, I was like, yo, what the hell are these? I was like,
that's cool
these are
shit.
Awesome, Mom. I need these.
Yeah.
And then like sometimes like you would build them, but then sometimes you would combine, like I would combine them.
Oh yeah,
you
of
know
course.
what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like combine them to make just like crazy ridiculous versions of ones. Like where it's just like, yep, here you go. We're gonna try this out.
You take this sword, you take this axe, you take this mask. Yep.
Make monstrosities.
Yep.
The movie wasn't that bad either. The movie wasn't bad. The game was. I enjoyed the video game. I enjoyed the video game.
I didn't get into all the lore. I didn't realize there was like all that deep kind of lore shit. Like I read the tubes or whatever where they had like backstories, but like I didn't really get into all that shit. I just like building them and like fighting with them, you know. Yeah,
I get it.
But like it turns out they had like that deep like lore and story and shit.
Dude, the lore was actually really good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like the lore was really good for the game. I was like, yo, this is pretty goddamn dope.
Yeah,
and it's always enjoyable when game has good like lore. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, of course.
But it's like, damn, I feel bad for kids. It's like, yo, you don't have no really like. They have some cool toys, but it's just like it don't compare to like what we had. I mean, don't get me wrong, kids probably just don't play with toys nowhere as much as they do now. Like as they did back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, like what are kids like slime? Is that what they do? Is it slime, you know? Like what are kids
What nowadays?
Yeah, like what are they
iPads.
Is that really it?
That's literally what I see most of the time. Like, you know how kids would you would carry your toys with you around. Like you'd be at a grocery store and stuff. All I see is kids on iPads and shit. And it's like I mean, the parents probably don't mind. He's just like, God damn it, this kid probably finally shut up and is keeping calm. But I'm like, damn, how do you kids not play with toys? Like,
I know, I don't want to sound like the oldest person alive, but like, what the fuck?
You know what? I'm actually wrong. They do have some dope ass toys. They just don't play with them.
Yeah,
because that's like when I was working at Target, and I remember like I was security, so I just walked around.
Sure, yeah.
So, and I would just walk around, like I would go to the toy section. I'm like, yo, why didn't we have these when I was a kid? Like, there were some pretty like super advanced lightsabers and stuff. I'm like, yo, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, kids do not understand. Like, they're playing. I mean, I guess it's because technology's just taking over. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Like, it sucks, but yeah.
Man.
I'm like, you guys, you don't understand what you got.
Right. That really makes me feel old.
Dude, right.
You know?
Mm-hmm. No, I get it.
It's like one of those lame ass like Facebook comics where like a dad's trying to show his kid a toy and the kid wants the phone or whatever, you know, like those lame ass phone
That's us right
comics.
Now. And we're not even that old.
I know. It's just like I feel
we're
like
still quite like,
young. Play with Legos, please.
Right? Yo, go play with some Legos. No, grandpas. What? We're not even that old. Get out of here.
Man, speaking of like old ass games, another PC game. There was like a Lego game where you can just like build whatever the hell you wanted.
Oh, for real?
Like in the game, it was so cool. It was kind of limited because like it was like on Windows 98 or whatever. So like you couldn't build like that big. And I just remember thinking like, this is like the coolest shit. And when computers get better, this is going to be like super amazing, like the next version of this. And then like they never made it.
Really?
Like, you literally had like you know the Lego sets that were just like you started out with like just the flat green thing, and then you just like build from there. Like that's what the game was. You could just pick. You could pick any bricks you wanted. You know there was roads. You know you can do the whole thing. You could just build anything. It had all the bricks in the game, and you just click and drag. It was like slow as hell. It was like 10 frames a second maybe. But like you can just build Legos on your computer. Like click and rotate.
I know what you're talking. I think I remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they just never made that. And like, a phone could do that now. And it's just like they never made that shit.
Dude, isn't it crazy? Like the things phones can do now. Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah, I do,
dude.
I do.
Like you can do so much on a phone now. You don't really need computers. So I mean, there are certain things a computer will just always do better than a phone.
I know it's crazy. My phone has 12 gigs of RAM. Like what? Why? Like what does it need that for? Like what? My computer has 16. The desktop that I built has 16. Why does my phone need 12?
Oh, God.
Like what?
Because we always want to improve as humans. We don't want to be stuck in the past.
God. But yeah, that Lego game was so cool. It was like before Lego Island,
Oh, damn, Lego Island.
Yeah.
Damn, this makes me want to just go out and buy some toys, to be honest.
I know.
You know what I mean? Yeah, seriously, it's making me want to just go buy some toys.
Yeah. I mean, I got all that old Lego shit. Like, well, we have it like sealed off in our, I can't really access it, but like it's all there. It's like I could regress. I could become 8 again.
Life was good.
It just wasted my life away. It just build Legos.
I'm trying to think. I was just telling someone, I'm like, yo, it's like sometimes just enjoy what you do because it's like life does just kind of it's a pain in the ass. So just enjoy your things as long as you're not hurting no one or anything. It's like you can be weird or whatever, but just do your thing and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because like think about it, like where we think like, oh, we're kids. There are grown men who still play with Legos and make crazy contraptions.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I might have to go get some Legos.
Man, going to the Lego store at the mall. Oh my God. That was the only good thing about malls was the Lego store. Like even when I was a teenager, that was still the only cool thing. Like screw the GameStop. GameStop sucked and it smelled like sandwich all the time. And
you didn't like GameStop?
No, didn't your GameStop always smell like sandwich?
You're right, it did. I don't know why.
I guess because the workers would always have to, go grab lunch or whatever, and like it would just permeate. But it always smelled like sandwich. Hot Topic was, lame as shit. The Lego store was where it was at. You could just grab that cup and fill it up with bricks. Any brick you wanted. It was a candy store, but for Legos. It was the best shit. It was expensive.
Things that they need to invest in.
Yeah, like malls are dead and dying as they should be, but like the Lego store.
Dude, I miss malls, man. I seriously do. I thought it's like if you can, like I don't know. I miss like people being out and going to malls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I missed that part of the mall. Like, just going to the mall with your friends was awesome. Like, I kind of miss that, like, interaction people had because everyone just online shops. You don't see people going out doing things anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good now. I don't want people going out doing things right now because goddamn coronavirus.
I know. It's gonna be a year of this shit,
dude. Right?
Like I feel like I was stuck in March and now I'm back to March. Like
yeah, dude.
I went out a couple weeks ago. I had to drop off a package at UPS, and then I got out of my car and like for a second, like I forgot the world, and I was just like I didn't go in my pocket for my mask. I was just like, it's for a second the world was normal, and I was like, shit, and I put the mask on. You got to do all the things you got to do. It's just like, god damn.
You know who this isn't affecting?
Who?
You want to know? This is the people who aren't affected by freaking coronavirus. Tribes in like distant like islands and shit.
Yeah.
They're probably like, I don't even know what the hell's a coronavirus. It's like, ugh.
And countries that have handled this shit with any degree of competence.
My God, yes. True. And it's just like, it's upsetting because like people just don't understand. They don't want to believe in it. I'm like, yo, it's like, so the other day I was at work and this dude, I'll admit, I'm the person who was like, I don't give a shit. I'll flat out tell you, yo, pull your mask up, or like, yo, why aren't you wearing a mask? Yeah. Especially if I'm at work, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Because like people are too afraid of confrontation. You know what I mean? Sometimes like, and I always feel bad, like, because it'll be some like small old lady or like just someone
right
who just doesn't know how to say nothing. And like, I get it because like not everyone, because like because people will just flip out and shit. So I get it, and it's like, so old lady in front of him, she's obviously disturbed because like one, he's not following. Yo, stay 6 feet back. You don't got a goddamn mask on. She's obviously looking at you like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, bro, you got to wear a mask. And it's not like he left it. He had it in his pocket.
Yeah,
he just decided, was like, I don't want it. Even though there's 3 signs in the front of the store that say, yo, wear a mask. Multiple signs throughout the store, wear a mask. But so he puts on his mask and the lady's like, thank you. I'm like, oh, no problem. Like, I do this all the time. Like, because I can tell, like, it's like just reading people's expressions with their like eyes. I don't see their mouth, but you can tell how someone's feeling with their eyes. Like, they're obviously, they look nervous or something. So I'm like, so eventually he comes up to me. He was like, man, I just don't get it. I just don't think it's real. I'm like, why don't you think it's real? He was like, because you notice how they're telling us to wear masks, but you notice how no politicians, no sports athletes are getting it. I'm like,
what are you talking about? All the sports are getting
oh,
it.
that's what I'm saying. Oh, dude, I know.
All the sports are
I'm
getting
like,
it.
bro, like I wanted to like face palm so hard, but I kept my cool and I was like, you know, you're actually wrong, right? He was like, what do you mean? He was like, you know, there's been politicians in sports athletes who've gotten,
Trump
and
got
also,
it, for fucking
and I'm
sake.
like, and then I'm like, also, you know, there's been a few who died from it, right? I'm like, one of the politicians, yeah, one of the politicians who didn't believe in it died in it by a week after saying he didn't believe in it. So
There's another one a couple weeks ago too.
Yeah, and then I also brought up the fact that like, bro, I had the goddamn coronavirus. Like I'm like, yo, I'm like, I was in ICU for this shit.
Yeah,
I'm like,
like walking
I was
proof.
like, yo,
Hello.
I'm like, yo, bro, coronavirus almost killed me, and it gave me freaking diabetes.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Which
dude?
is crazy. I just found that out. Like we're getting more sources that like coronavirus is like giving people diabetes somehow.
That's insane.
It's like upping diabetes cases.
That's crazy. So it's not that you, and I can cut this out if you want, you know.
No, I don't give a damn.
So like, it's not that like, you know, going to the hospital is like what,
yeah,
you know, you found the diabetes. It actually like, there's a link that it triggers it.
I guess so.
That's crazy.
Like, because the one person I'm working with, they sent me a couple of links. They're like, yo. And I was like, yo, damn, this sucks. And then I know your cousin shared a link on her Facebook about it, like diabetes and coronavirus. And I'm like, bro, this shit sucks. But I was like telling the dude, I'm like, yo, man, no, coronavirus is real. I'm like, I don't know why people, it's like, because they're like, oh, I watched the video. I'm like, you watched a YouTube video.
God.
I'm like, I was at the hospital talking to the doctors and nurses while I was dying. But
yeah, like, what the fuck?
Like they're telling me like they're annoyed because people don't believe this shit, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, I believe it. I've been believing that shit.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, yeah, like he watches a YouTube video, and then all YouTube does is they put that little sticker at the bottom of the video that nobody sees. It says, this video might not have proper information. Follow the CDC guidelines, you know, and like that's it. And then they wash their hands of it. When
it's like, yes, I get you don't want to like censor shit. You know what I mean? You don't want to give away like being able to post stuff because like then you lose your freedoms and shit. But
when it's some lunatic
spreading false news,
like what's the difference between saying that 500,000 people didn't die of coronavirus and saying that the Holocaust didn't happen?
Right.
Like what's the
You're
difference?
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And it's like, and it's only annoying because it's amusing. These people are like, oh, government's always lying to us. I'm like, stop. I'm like, why do you think the government's lying to you, bro? Why do you think the government's lying to you?
I think that the sports thing is hilarious though, because like what actually kicked off, you know, the lockdowns and people being like, oh shit, this is going to be for real, was whenever the NBA shut down last year. Whenever that dude, the NBA player, treated it like a joke and coughed on all the microphones and spread it around.
Someone did that?
Yeah. This was like last year. I forget what his name was. I forget. I can't find it. But yeah, this is what happened. Like, he got it. He spread it to the locker room. He was doing a press conference about how, because the NBA started doing their original guidelines were, you know, they had to be 6 feet away from reporters, you know, blah, 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 blah. And so I think one of the questions was like asking him like, you know, how are you handling, you know, these new guidelines and restrictions? And he was like, it's nothing, blah, 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 blah. And he coughed on the microphone on purpose. And then,
what an asshole.
Yeah, and then he spread. He had COVID, and so he spread it to the entire locker room and some of the reporters or whatever. And then the NBA had to shut down. And this was like at the beginning of March last year. And then it was like, oh shit, the NBA just shut down. This is happening. This is a problem. So it's just funny to say that somebody like, oh yeah, nobody in sports gets it. Whenever that's like
not true.
The highest profile people getting it is athletes
or sports players.
That's crazy to me.
People are just fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's like, like what sports are you following where nobody's getting COVID? Like tennis? Like I don't know. Like what?
Like I can't stand people, dude.
It's so yeah.
Like they're just frustrating. Like, and it's just like I don't know why they want to be frustrating.
I know, it's like anytime you go out when you need to go out and do things that you need to get done in the world, because that's how everything works, and it's just hellish. Like the same time, like whenever I had to go drop off this package, like I think things are normal, you know, and then I snap back to reality. Oop, there goes gravity. And I put my mask on, and then I'm walking to UPS, and then like, you know, some guy comes up to me and he's like asking for money, and I'm like, I'm carrying this big package. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have anything, man. Like, you know, I'm just trying to get some chores done. Like, you know, like,
yeah.
It's like, this is the most interaction I've had with anyone in like 2 months, you know. It's like me dropping off this package. And then like there's a gigantic line at the UPS for some reason, like on this day, you know. And and like people are waiting outside for some reason, even though there's room to like snake around in the UPS, and it's cold, it's January. And it's just like, oh, this is frustrating. This is frustrating. This is the worst. And like that happens like every time like you need to do something. It's just like all these little annoyances pile up, and you're just like, what? I'm just gonna stay inside and you know slowly die.
No, I get it, dude.
It's like you can't even blame the guy who's asking for money. It's just like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, what are you gonna do? You know, it's rough out here for everyone. Like, But it's just, luckily he had a mask on, like, you know, he's trying, you know. It's just like, what's anybody supposed to do? It's just like,
yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
It fucking sucks. And then, you know, we hold a vigil for 500,000 dead, and then, you know, we're gonna argue about $1,400, $2,000. It's like, the fuck. The checks are going out immediately, and then that turns into we're gonna talk about it in mid-March. It's like, just fuck you. Like, really, just fuck you. Just give us the money. Just like give us the goddamn money. Like, come on.
Biden.
Like,
Biden played everyone.
Yeah, like what? Just like fuck you.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with him and fucking what's her name.
She's like invisible. She's, you know, she's just hanging out. I don't know.
Dude, I wish the DNC wouldn't have screwed over Bernie. That's all I asked for. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He actually cared about us. Like, he was like, I kind of just want to make life easier for people. And it's like, why is that a problem? and it's just because they all they care about is their own money. They're like, but how does that get us paid?
Yeah.
That's what they're thinking. They're like, but how does that get us paid? I'm like, yo, yeah, if people die, people need to. People,
yeah.
Oh, dude, I just watched a video about asshole, like, because like I kind of get like why people hate landlords and shit. Like, I get it, and I'm like, I get both. I kind of understand both like sides. You know what I mean? It's like, you this is how I make my money. I'm like, but dude. It's complicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird. And like, but I don't get why people are trying to evict people from their houses and shit, especially during this time.
It's just, like, come on.
Like, no one has. A lot of people are out of work. They can't pay you. The government's not giving them money. Maybe just give them a chance to, like, okay, maybe. I mean, and I understand their point because like that's how they make their money, but it's a weird, like, conflicting thing. You know what I mean? It's very conflicting.
it's just the scummiest shit in the world to charge somebody money for you to pay your mortgage.
Right. Damn it. What's wrong with this world, dude?
Yeah. And then the $15 minimum wage. Okay, great. We're gonna pass that. Oh, we're gonna now it's gonna be $15 by 2025. Like, are you fucking for real? Are you actually for real? Like,
why not just now?
I saw it and I actually thought it was like a joke. I thought it was somebody's joke headline. I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. And then I was like, oh wait, oh fuck you. Like, I was like, oh, come on. Like, it's already too low. That's already too low. By 2025, it's useless. It's nothing. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
I have
a
college degree, and I couldn't get jobs that would pay me $10. Like, and you're gonna tell me I have to wait until 2025 for those same fucking just penny pinching idiots to pay me $15, to give me $15, to give me minimum wage, and they want college degrees. They want me to have a college degree for these positions.
Dude, even when you have the experience, you're absolutely right. Because I'm like, I have the problem like where I have like experience working with social media accounts and all that type of stuff, like over 7 years. Yeah, but I don't have a college degree.
Right, and
like I have friends who went to school for it, but they can't get a job because they don't have the experience.
Right, yeah. It's like who the hell do you want? Who are you looking for?
Like, me and my one friend like joked, they're like, dude, we just have to fuse just so like we can get these things. I'm like, we might have to.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, they want years and years of experience for entry level jobs. It is the most ridiculous thing in the world. And the problem is that the college degree is literally just a checkbox. They don't care what the degree was, like, it's so it's so stupid. It was such a goddamn waste of money. I'm in debt for the rest of my life, and it was such a frigging waste of money.
It's okay, bro. I'm in debt too, but that's hospital bills.
If they can't fuck us that way, they're gonna fuck us, another way.
Some other way. Free healthcare would be nice.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? You developed a lifelong medical condition because of a rampant, out of control virus that
that people don't take serious.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is anybody supposed to do?
Die.
Yeah, like
guess I'll die. Man.
Yeah, it's so fucked.
So maybe one day the world will be a better place. We hope, right?
Maybe 2025 when we get $15.
Right. You know something crazy? I love the excuses like of people like, well, if they up the minimum wage, that's gonna make everything go up. I'm like, that's false.
The prices go up anyway.
Other countries pay their workers livable wages, and they're not raising the stuff like drastically. We're just being greedy.
The prices have gone up anyway, and the wages haven't, which means things are even more expensive because the prices have gone up, and we have less money to pay for them. So. And the other argument is, well, then you're going to get less hours. Fucker, they already give us less hours.
Yeah, they barely give hours.
Because they don't want you to be full-time, because then they have to give you benefits.
Yep, which is bullshit. They shouldn't allow companies to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, we can't even be considered employees. We're contract workers. We're gig workers. We're blah, 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 blah. So they don't have to give us benefits. And we're not technically employees. And we're at-will employment, so they can fuck us that way. It's like...
Yep.
So the number of hours doesn't matter anyway. We have to work 3 jobs or whatever, have a million quote unquote side hustles, blah, 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 blah. The amount of shit that I'm trying to set up to even get literal pennies to come in is asinine, just absolutely asinine.
I get it, dude.
I get royalty checks from book sales, like $3. Cool, great, fine.
I'll buy my ramen noodle pack.
Yeah, it's like great. It's royalties from 6 months ago too. It's like great. I definitely didn't need that 6 months ago. Thanks. It's like, you know, and like I try to set shit up. It's like,
Goddamn USA.
God.
And it's sad when I have like friends from other countries like, bro, are you guys doing all right? I'm like, barely.
God.
It's just like, why do we, for such an advanced society, we're not acting like it.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah. The problem is that like I hate like the appeal to authority, and I hate authority in general with my fucking anarcho brain. But like
I get it.
We did this shit that we were supposed to do. You know? We did it. We were on the track that they told us to do. Like, you know, we went to school, we did well in school. You know, we either got jobs or we went to more school because that's what they told us we were supposed to do. And then it doesn't work. It doesn't work, and then we can't work. Like, and then we have to work even more and more and more and more. And like, it doesn't, there's no return on the investment at all. Like there's no, and then we don't get what we put into it. We get nothing back. Like, it's just like all the things, I don't know. This has gotten like, you know, super personal and whatever. Like, no, you know, nobody listens to this anyway. There's like 4 people that listen, but thank you to those that do.
Yeah,
like,
we appreciate you guys who do listen to
seriously.
us.
But it's just like the amount of shit that I try to do, and then to see like nothing come back for it is like the most disheartening shit in the world. And it's like, oh, I'm building a portfolio, I'm doing this. It's like, oh yeah, ad revenue, blah 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 blah. And then like when you see like just nothing, it's like, well, why did I do that? It's like, is there any even personal fulfillment on it? It's like, I don't even know. I don't know. It's like, why am I doing it? It's like,
it seems pointless,
right? It's like, because it's what I'm supposed to do. It's like, it's what I went to school for. I went to school to write, so then I write, you know, and I create things and I make things, and it's like, okay, well, where's the return? Where's what I'm supposed to get back on it, you know? And like, I don't know. It's just like trying.
right?
Like, what, you know, and it's like you feel like just like broken in like so many different ways. Like when I went to school, and it felt like a waste of time. Like I learned a lot of things, you know. And I thought it was still the right move, you know. And when I finished, it was like, okay, I can write, I can edit, I can, you know. I'm gonna work in new media. That's the thing, you know. But at the end of it, like at the end, I like limped to the finish line. And it took me longer than I was supposed to. Like I had to take extra semesters or whatever, just because the school and like the entire atmosphere and whatever, like, and the way it was starting to feel more and more pointless, like wrecked my fucking brain. And I was just like, I was like, I can't. Why am I finishing this? I don't think this is going to do anything. And so like I'd limped like my legs are crippled to the finish line, basically. And by the end of it, like when I was in school, I was like, okay, I'm a writer. That's what I do. I write things, you know. By the end, I was like, that part of my brain was broken to the point where I didn't write anymore. And like, that's not to say like, I wrote, articles and blogs and blah, 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 like copy. Like I had turned from a creative writer into a copywriter, which was fine, but like the creative side was just gone. It had completely disappeared entirely. And like, this isn't writer's block, especially because at this point it has lasted, well, what year is it? It's been 5 years. So it's been 5 years. So it's not writer's block. It's to the point where like that part of me is just gone. It's just it either switched off or it disappeared, or pick a metaphor. It just isn't there anymore.
I get it, dude.
And it's just like, what else is going to disappear next? Is like the sort of feeling. Like if I keep trucking along this way, it's like, what else is gonna go? Like I don't know. Like that's why I try to keep making things. It's just like,
just so it doesn't die.
Yeah, like what else can I do? Like I was gonna write a book, I wrote stories. I wrote lots of stories, and then I would get flashes of ideas, and then I would like scramble out of bed and I would need to write it down. And that hasn't happened to me in 5 years. Like I get nothing. I don't get those flashes anymore. I have
that drive or love for it.
It's not even that. I don't get the ideas. I don't like, there's none of the flash. I have a folder on my computer, and it's called fragments. And this is like, anytime a phrase or like a string of words or even a word or an idea for a story or even like a title for something, anything, even something that was going to be like a word I wanted to use in a goddamn poem, literally anything, I would just call it fragments. And then as soon as I had the fragment, I needed to write it down. My desk used to be filled with Post-it notes. And then I would take the Post-it notes and I'd put them into this file. And that just stopped. It completely stopped. It ended. It's like it switched off, and I haven't been able to turn it back on in a very long time. And it's just been like the most frustrating thing.
No, dude, I completely understand where you're coming from. Like it's a different creative process than yours, but I understand like where you kind of lose the motivation and all that type of stuff for, because I was like, that's kind of how I was with like content creating, basically, like for my page base saying like, especially like when it came to making videos, because like I had a video that went viral and shit, like got 15 million views and all that type of stuff, and it's just like, and I was just making videos and I was slowly grinding. But then slowly out of nowhere, I just kind of lost the drive.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I lost the motivation. I was like, I didn't care to keep making it.
Yeah.
Or it's like, I would make something and it would just completely fucking flop. Like nothing, it would get no love or anything. And then that kind of hits you in the head, like that you feel like shit. You're like, damn, no one likes this that I'm making. Like, and it feels like a waste of time. And like, I'm slowly getting my drive back, like slowly making videos and like producing content and all that type of shit. But like I get what you mean, dude. It's very frustrating to be in that situation. It's very frustrating.
Yeah. Like I try to reason it out, and like I end up in the same place, and it doesn't really get me anywhere. So it's just like this circle. So like I went to school for writing. So then writing I equated with work. Like I had deadlines, for stories and blah, 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 blah. So then I couldn't just write them. I had to like churn them out for the deadlines. And that I think might have been like what started it, where it was like, okay, I equated writing with work. So if I didn't get enough of the fragments in order to turn it into something for the deadline, then I couldn't make the deadline, and then it was nothing. So then that might have been it. But then then it just stopped. But then so then I have to keep making something. I have to keep doing other things. So, then I did the podcast, and like I said, I turned from a creative writer into a copywriter. So I do the blogs or whatever, and I tried to make it more marketable, or whatever, to try to, get hired. And at the same time, it's not like I wanted to work in publishing. Like that was the goal, because I didn't think I was gonna get out of school and write a book and be famous. Like that wasn't where I saw it. Like I thought, okay, fine. I was at school for writing, so then what makes sense is that I'm going to be an editor, so then I take that career path. And so then I had an internship, and then I thought that might turn into an editorial assistant position. They didn't have an opening, so then it was like, okay, fine, but I had the experience. So it was like, all right, that's going to be the path. And then I couldn't get in. And so then it was like, okay, fine. Like, I guess you need to know somebody. I didn't have the right contacts. Like I couldn't get in. Like, so that's where it was. And so then what happens is I get really defiant, and I'm like, okay, fuck you. You don't literally, I'm like, if you don't want me, fine, I'll do it on my own. And so then I did. So then I start my own publishing company, and then it's like, okay, fine, I am an editor now. It's like, I'll just do it. If you don't want me, I'll just do it. And so that's what I did. So I am still adjacent to that creative, because I know what makes good writing. I know how to edit good writing. I know how to give appropriate feedback. I know what good writing looks like. I'm like a voracious reader. I devour books. But I can't do it anymore. I can't. And even when I sit down and consciously try and force myself to, not even just waiting for the inspiration, force myself to sit down, pen in hand, because that's the way I had to do it. I needed writing. I had to write it by hand first. That was how it came about. I can't do it. It doesn't happen.
You know what that's for me? Drawing. Yeah. I used to draw all the freaking time. But now, I even have a Wacom pad. To connect to my laptop, but it's I don't have the motivation to. Yeah. Because one of my goals before I die is to release a cartoon. A cartoon or an anime, one of the two. It's because I have ideas. I have at least 3 ideas. One for a cartoon, one's an anime, and one would probably have to be a live action. For me, the way I see it. Okay. But it's just just sitting down and working on that stuff is just yeah. You get distracted by other things because you're not really in the mood to work on it, but you're I need to work on this. Yeah, and that's and it's not laziness, but then you beat yourself down into saying that it's laziness. It's oh, you're going to fuck around with this or that, you're not going to sit down and do the work. You're not going to, but then when you do, it's it doesn't happen. It doesn't get there. Even though you put pen to page, it doesn't get there. And it's how do you make that happen? It's I can help another writer, I think I'm really good at it. I think I'm a really good editor. I can help bring their voice to life. But then I'm silenced. It's what the fuck happened? It's the most frustrating thing in the world, and I haven't been able to figure it out for the longest time now.
So it's like I've had to like try to transform, and that's why like I've tried to make all these other things like through podcasts, and it's like I'm still writing. Like I have to write show notes, and I have to write the blog posts, and like I'm writing all the copy for the websites, and it's like I'm doing all of this, and I'm still using the craft, you know, but it's not the same thing, and I can't get back to that same spot I was in. And I still don't know how to get there. And yeah, I don't know.
Do you have like a mentor or anything who's like,
no,
who would be able to help you?
No, I don't know.
One thing I learned from like, because it could be for any type of career, like, because I was learning like, just like with content creating, I just go out of my way and ask other content creators like kind of like advice and all that type of stuff, because it's helpful. It's like, and it also, you get to meet people who do the same exact thing as you, which is also interesting because it shows that you're not alone in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they might give you the proper advice that like, yo, this didn't work for me, but it might work for you a lot better.
Yeah. That's not a good idea. I have so many like, I guess, little mental blocks that I need to get past, where it's like whenever this is a problem that started in high school, because in high school I thought I was like hot shit. Because in high school we had a literary magazine, and I wasn't involved in it, because I didn't want to go to the meetings and, you know, blah, blah, blah.
No, I get it.
But I would submit to it, and usually everything I submitted would go in. And then by my junior and high school years, the literary magazine was pretty much just me. Like when it was published, like front to back, it was mostly me. And so like I got a bit of an ego because of it, where I thought I was like hot shit. And so like I didn't really like writing communities online. One, because I thought that they would steal my ideas. People
do it.
I know.
People do it.
And
so I get it.
I would, and I'm naturally a very paranoid person. So I like was like, well, no, this is my fucking baby. Like no, somebody's going to take this. This is too good. It's too good. Somebody's going to take it. And so like, that's where I was. So like, I avoided like writing communities and things like that. And so I guess I've been too insulated, and that might be like, I get in my head too much, and that's always been a problem. Like, you know, that's been the case for, you know, forever. But yeah, I guess I probably need to change that, because this isn't working, and it hasn't worked for a long time. But yeah,
I feel like be careful, because people are assholes.
Oh,
they
yeah.
are. People
yeah.
People will steal your ideas, but also be open to the idea that some people are decent human beings, and all they care about is like, yeah, I have no problem helping you out or doing something.
Yeah,
like to scratch your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
fucking
tough.
life. Yes, it is.
Like, that's why I need to feel productive. Otherwise I feel like absolute shit. Which is why most of the like business notes of the podcast are just me apologizing for not putting out more and more shit. to the 4 people that, like, the anonymous people that might care. You know?
Well, at least they listen.
I know
what I mean?
But then it's like, the apology is mostly to myself too, where it's like, you know, sorry you didn't do more. But it's just like, because I want to do more, you know. And,
Yeah,
and like
I get that.
And like this is like what I'm creating now, and this is what I have to like. I try to put my energy into this, and like
No, I get that because like this is So one thing I'm like upset about myself is like because I've gotten back into freaking TikTok. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's like I feel like I must be ugly because like I'm at like no, kid you not like swear, dude.
Come on.
I'm like, this is why I feel ugly because like if someone made a post about, they made a video like, bro, you ever notice like some people will have like a crap ton of followers and like a lot of likes, but then you'll see people who don't have that many followers, but they have a ton of likes. And I'm like, oh no, that's me. I'm like, dang, I must be ugly. But then also,
what is so if you don't have a lot of followers but a lot of likes, you're supposed to be ugly?
Yeah, you're probably ugly. Like you're funny, but you're just ugly, so no one wants to follow you, but they'll like your content. Because like I'm almost close. Like I'm almost at 3,000 followers on TikTok, but I have over 52,000 likes.
I mean, those both seem like good numbers. I don't know, but I have no idea about TikTok.
Yeah, I wish my ass would have never stopped making videos when I first made videos, like on it. But I was just like, but it sucked because that was around the time where my motivation for making videos died.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where I'm like, damn, like, dude, if you would have never stopped, you would probably easily be in it, like, probably have way more followers. But it's like, I stopped. And it hit that because TikTok's been around for 2 years now, 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And it's just, and it's like, that's the one thing that'll drive you nuts. Like, you're like, shit, I wish I would have never just stopped making content. Because then you bite yourself in the ass sometimes.
Right. Like, I feel that way so much about it doesn't add up. Like, because we were ahead of the game on weird ass conspiracies.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like talking about like weird obscure shit. Like before QAnon got huge. This was, before a lot of YouTubers started getting into like, funny conspiracies. We were ahead of the game and we got decent traction on it. And we were growing. And those old episodes still pull in a surprising amount of listens, despite the fact that we haven't touched the feed and we haven't touched the social media in literally 3 years. And so if we kept at it, I don't even know. But and it's like I can't blame anything because like, Tori started working like crazy. And like shit happens. Like I moved, like I started that internship like around the same time, and it was like, what are you gonna do? Like shit happens. Like we couldn't continue the same way.
I get that. Dude,
it's like
you want to know one thing?
We were like ahead of the game. And it's just like fuck.
Bro, that makes me think of like OG YouTube, like before it got trash. And like I had a friend, he was my best friend. Like I still talk to him. I don't even know the last time I seen him, but occasionally we'll talk to each other, like just to check up on each other. But like we had our thing, like we called each other, our thing was called Milk and Mocha. And I'm like, dude, like, and we were supposed to always just make videos, but something always stopped us. And it's just like, dude, imagine if we'd have made videos in the prime YouTube days.
Yeah.
We'd be like Smosh.
Yeah.
Who's like a dying channel, but still has millions of followers. It's nothing like it used to be, but still, it's like, that's why it's like, whenever a new app or something comes out, it's like, gotta remember, bro, don't stop. Just keep making the content, even though you don't really feel like it.
Yep.
God damn it, life.
So yeah, it's like I gotta keep making something. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it, dude. Because you don't want to get bored with life either.
No, yeah, like
you really don't.
Because the problem is that I don't know anything else either. Like I have to make something. Like because like I feel like I know so much, like I know how to do so much, and it's like, well, if I don't do something with it, like what am I, you know, what am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I have this minimal like audio editing ability. I feel like I'm decent on the mic, you know, like I feel like I'm a decent enough host where I keep things moving. You know, like all these tiny little skills that like aren't really a big deal, but like I feel like I'm good enough at, like, you know, I'm good enough at graphic design. And then like I feel like I'm a good editor. It's like, okay, fine. Then I have to start all this shit on my own because I can't break in.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, I get that, dude.
Yeah, I gotta keep making shit.
It's like, it's frustrating. I completely agree.
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah, at least we did this podcast today.
We did. We did. I'm glad we did.
Same.
Because I was going to be bummed if we had another technical issue. See, this is the good thing about the mixer. This is why I got it. In cases like this, where if one of the recordings craps out.
Halfway through, like when we started, that's when Audition was like, "Hey guys."
Of course.
Like, I looked at it, I was like, "Fuck you." I was like, "You bastard."
Of course.
I'm like, "Of course you're gonna do this to us."
Yeah, but yeah, this is good. I'm glad that we can have backups and shit now. So
this is very helpful. Will it still sound as good too?
It won't sound. You won't sound as good as you should because I'm like recording. It's basically recording the Discord call. So
okay.
So you won't sound as good as you normally would, but it should sound fine. Like it'll sound.
But
like
it'll
how
sound
I hear
better.
you.
It'll sound better than our first recording.
Yes.
When I sounded like I was when I was in a basement and I sounded like I was in water.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, as long as it's better than that, I'm good.
It will be, yeah. And it's on a separate track, so I can still edit it. That's like the beautiful thing. Yeah.
All right, dope.
All right. Quick business, and then we'll get out of your hair after this therapy session. Yeah, so check out the streams on facebook.com/DeadEndRoadTV. Like we mentioned earlier, Roger's been doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke run. It's been a lot of fun. So check that out. On weekends, I'll be doing more Final Fantasy because of my blood oath to that friggin' game. And more varied streams will be coming because now that I can move this gigantic box of computer parts out of my room and sell all this shit.
Start playing more games.
Yeah, I still want to do the Resident Evil 8 demo.
Some Minecraft.
Yeah, I had to reinstall Minecraft. I need to activate the Microsoft account or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's confusing.
I don't know what that's about.
I'm going to have to ask my little sister.
I know, we're too old. I don't know. I used to just play Minecraft. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, dude, it's completely different. I opened it up on my PlayStation. I'm like looking at all this, like the new title screen. I'm like, yo, what is this?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is more different than the last time I played it. And the last time was different than that time.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We're going to figure it out. We'll stream some Minecraft and feel like the boomeriest boomers.
Right.
Yeah, I also want to do No Man's Sky. I think that'd be fun too.
Yeah, same.
Because
that game off.
Because I still haven't opened it since I bought it on that sale. So I have to figure that out. So yeah, more shit is coming. And I promise it every time, like I said, but it's more to myself than anybody else. So yeah, thank you for listening. If you got through the deep personal confessional booth, you're now my priest. So thank you. We appreciate it. Check out the socials.
You guys.
Yeah, Dead End Road everywhere. Dead End Road TV on some places, I guess. Roger's Beige saying everywhere. Yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.
Till next time, guys.
Peace.
Peace.